What's up, guys? We're back. Danexxus, a new episode. Tuning in. Today's topic is gonna be the life of the party. We have our good friend.
Me.
Yes, we have our good friend Juby. She goes by the name of DJ Zutra. So, just want to give a round of applause for her to come to the show today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Welcome, welcome.
So this is what the Nexxus is about, every time we bring in different guests, right?
Yes, it's all about bringing people together and lives crossing each other. And you know, we have had the privilege of having Juvie around us for quite a bit. I'd say like 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah, it's been about 4 years now.
Right, and she, as y'all know, we have a barbershop salon, and she walked into our salon one day and was
Yes,
like,
I did.
she was like, yo, I need my hair did. You know?
And I fell in love. Look at her.
Yeah,
She's
you know,
my
she got
magician.
she's got magical hands right here. Yeah, she got a crazy shoulder, guys. You know, I'll be seeing her sometimes. She be just blow drying, and I'm like, whoa. You know, one thing is that Julie has long hair, but my wife, she's not scared of no hair. Look at that. Dominican power.
She's a little Popeye.
All right, so all right, guys. So listen, when you guys told me, about these, I'm like one of these frustrated hip hop guys. Like I've actually made my living with the Latin music, with salsa and stuff like that. But when I was a kid in the '80s and the early '90s, I was into hip hop and all the famous DJs. You know what I'm saying? So when he told me that we were gonna have a DJ on, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Because like I say, I'm a frustrated rapper. I can't write many things, but I love to listen to hip hop. But again, DJs now are different. They're not just hip hop. Now there's all kind of DJs now, right?
Yeah.
So since I know you less than they do, what would you say is your specialty in DJ music?
It's crazy. My specialty really is my crowd because I'm so diverse. So It depends. I usually do specialize in hip hop and Latin parties.
Right.
But I've messed around in the country parties. Like, I'm just like, oh my God.
Nice.
Because I don't like to deprive anything or any part of my talent. Because music is music. But I'm a lot like you. I really like old school hip hop. And it's unfortunate because right now when I work in South Beach, for example, the hip hop today, I can't even relate to. Like, I don't even know what to play.
Right.
And the message, I'm also kind of careful with that. I mean, I'm not religious or I'm not anything, but there's some messages that I don't ever want to put out there as a female DJ.
Right.
Like, I have to be really careful with
I just think the whole poetic aspect of what is gone. Now it's like straightforward. There's no metaphors. There's nothing like to imagine. Even hip hop back then, people thought it was all violence and sex and drugs, but really there was a message about what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And there was a lot of metaphors, and there was a poetic feeling to it. Now it's just like, that's why most of the songs you hear them, and then 3 months later, that's it. They're gone.
I can relate to that because, like, doing music too, I feel like that there's no direct message, and a lot of I remember listening to, I don't know if you guys heard Eminem's new album. He calls these rappers nowadays mumble rappers.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And
it's true, you can't even hear anything they say.
You can't. So like, I always try to come across with a good message to, even if it's not even like on a religious level, just on the level that people could like relate to, And I remember a couple of years ago we went to a show like in the South. It was like North Beach area, and we had people there that were like liking what we were doing, and I was the only Spanish artist there, and there was like people like just vibing, and there was one of the guys that was going on after me. He was basically like singing my song, and I was like, wow, that's deep. So that's I could totally relate to you with that.
And it's crazy that you say that because you never know who you're gonna touch.
Yeah.
Who you're gonna inspire.
Right.
So Juby, when did you start your career as a DJ?
In my mind, I started when I was 4.
Nice.
No, realistically, around 18, I was going to college for culinary because I love to cook.
Wow.
And in school, I was really bored, and all day I had headphones, and I was just make mixes in my head. And I quit school, and I totally lied. I told some guy I'm a DJ, He's like, word? He's like, what's your name? I was like, Juvie? He's like, no, your DJ name. I was like, oh, I don't got one of those yet. Just give me a few weeks.
Yeah.
So anyway, I went ahead, I bought all my equipment, I did a house party. Worst thing ever. I had no idea what I was doing. I was literally learning as I was doing the party.
Wow.
So, a few years I started to learn. I'm self-taught. I taught myself. By 20, I was really in New York, New Jersey, working everywhere.
Wow,
Like,
nice.
I put my name out there. So now that's like 14 years I've been doing this now.
That's awesome.
Yep.
What do you think?
So you're 18, so it's 4. You were 4 when you found your calling, so then.
Yeah, I used to
then you're
play my
18.
dad's records, and I used to scratch them up. I used to make mixes for him and stuff.
Oh,
It's
man.
crazy.
But you're originally what, from up north, from New York?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Ecuador, grew up in New York.
Oh, okay.
And,
Nice.
you know, when I was like 7 years old, I told my dad I was going to be a DJ when I grow up. Everybody laughed. Everybody laughed.
Right.
Funny.
And what part of Ecuador?
From Guayaquil.
Oh my God, I've been there
I
many
thought you were going to
times.
say you were Ecuadorian.
No.
We were about to have a whole different conversation about food.
No, but I actually have cousins that are half Ecuadorians. But I've actually been to Guayaquil like probably 10
Yeah, it's
11
cool.
times in my life.
It's a dope-ass country.
It must be a challenge for you, like being a female DJ, right?
Yeah.
Because before that never used to like assist,
a man's world.
right? It was just men's.
Yeah.
Now this is like totally different. So how you feel about that?
Lucky. I feel lucky. No, it is a real man's world. It still is. And some of the female DJs that are out there, they're exposed because of their sexuality, which is another thing I've had to like face and lose gigs or
Can
good
imagine.
opportunities because of that.
Right.
'Cause I wasn't going to show up in a bikini or
Right.
Right.
do anything to myself or add anything to myself.
Right.
And it's sad because the world we live in as a woman, they want to see that. If you're not offering that, like you're not a show.
Right.
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 Like you got to be aesthetically pleasing to the eye first,
Right.
Wow.
which is difficult.
No, that's. I mean, I think they have to look at you for not what you look like, but for the talent that you have. You know. And I
But it's
think-
hard. Like if I don't go into a place dressed up, they're gonna be like, oh, whatever. She's probably not good.
Right.
The way she
Right.
carries herself.
Right.
But I bet
But a
once
dude,
you. But I bet
I've
once
seen
you
some
turn on-
ugly, huge DJs. They got holes on their face. They're missing teeth, and I'm like, wow, it's crazy. But it's different because it is a man's world.
Right. Right.
It's a dominant male
industry.
industry. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
But I bet once you turn on the system, you know.
I've had to go into places like, don't even look at me, just listen. I'll do it for free. Just hear me out. I'll do it for free.
Right.
Wow.
Because I had so much confidence. I could change a room, change an atmosphere.
Right.
It's like if you're like talking with your hands, you know, while you're doing what you do. You know.
Yeah. Sign language. I should have learned sign language.
No, you know, we had a great experience with Juvie a couple years ago when we first opened the shop. We had American Express. They came to us and they wanted us to be part of it was like a campaign. I don't know if you ever saw it, Shot Small. It was all over the TV and stuff like that. And we had a friend that invited us, and she was working with American Express, and we had told her, hey, wouldn't you pick up Juvie? You know, she's a DJ, and you know, we had a good time. She was playing music and you remember that?
That was a
babe?
couple of years ago, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that was
Yeah.
like 2-3 years ago.
3 years ago,
And
yeah.
the-
Time
behind,
flies.
yeah,
To me, DJs are like unsung heroes because, like, it's such a difference when you go
Right.
somewhere and the DJ is not good. You know, it can
Yeah.
really kill a party, it can
Yeah.
kill an atmosphere, it can bring the crowd up. You know,
Right,
and you know, I've been a musician for about 25 years, but I think that being a DJ is really hard because you have to know about a lot of different music. You have to be able to read a crowd. You know, and then I mean, you're not even singing or anything, but you are hyping. There is a talent to it, I believe.
I mean,
Yeah.
I believe so. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be biased.
No,
but
no,
it is.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree.
And you said you were. I'm sorry, you grew up in New York.
Yeah.
You grew up in New York. And I hate to ask age, but I'm just curious. What years are we talking about? that you-
I got to New York in '94,
Okay.
and I just moved out to Florida about 6 years ago.
I would say that was around like the peak of like hip hop and
Yeah,
stuff, right? The
right.
New York
Yeah,
scene,
94,
right?
yeah. Oh yeah, Craig
Yeah.
Mack.
Yeah, Tupac was around,
Yeah,
and Biggie,
yeah.
all that.
I'm more of a Biggie. I'm a huge Biggie fan.
Yeah, me too.
It's ridiculous.
I used to play football and I used to listen to Biggie right before. Remember that song "Who Shot You"?
Yeah.
That was my song.
But
before I played the game.
But did you learn like the turntables, like the
the
original?
vinyls. Yeah,
the
I
vinyls?
learned on vinyl because, like I said, my father had a record player. He was all into it. He wasn't a DJ, but he always would buy cheap equipment in New York. You know? He would get all his stuff. I would get my cassettes. I would make my mixtapes when I was like 7.
Yeah. Wow, nice.
You know, like I really thought I was gonna be huge, and then just life set me back.
Right,
I went to school to be a cook. I went to be a teacher. I did everything. I was always unhappy. But unfortunately, I was like, I have to do something bigger for my family. I can't be just a DJ.
Right.
But now I'm just a DJ and I'm doing well. Like, you do what you love.
Right.
I feel like that's not a real job. So what is a real job?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? You gotta be famous or you gotta have a degree?
I think it's something you love.
You have to do what you love.
Yeah,
Something
you
what
do.
you love.
Yep.
What you love. See, I think it was one of our first podcasts. We talked about our purpose.
Yeah.
Right. I think you're lucky when you find your purpose.
Yeah.
You know, whether you make $1, like, you love something when you know you would do it for free. I mean, not that you want to do it for free, but you would do it for free if you had to.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about music.
I don't think she would do my hair for free. That's too much work. I have too much hair to do for free.
Yeah, Eva loves it. Don't worry. Complimentary.
No, but you know, it's.
But I have done it though. I have done
Yeah,
it
I know.
for women in distress. I have done volunteer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I wouldn't.
But I
bet.
bet you love it so much that I mean, when you first started doing it, I bet at first you weren't just thinking about the money. You were thinking, man, I want to get good at this. I like someone sitting here that had messed up hair. All of a sudden they left and they look better than when they got here. You know what I'm saying?
You see, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think her career, right? She will go to a party where everybody's like, oh, it's okay, and then she put the vibe like, woo, this is so, everybody start.
Interesting.
Like,
that happened to me yesterday.
Right?
Funny story, yeah.
Wow.
So I'm gonna have you talk about that. It's the same thing with me. Somebody come into the salon and the hair is all messed up, and when that person is walking different. When that person is like out of the salon, you see her like with a new. So that's the same thing about you.
Tell me about me, because I do that every time I leave the salon. I'm like.
So tell me about last night.
Well, yesterday I worked at the casino. I worked in Gulfstream track.
Okay.
So everybody there, they all high ballers. They're fancy. They got their pretty hats and their dresses. And I walk in there. The guy's like, don't play anything that's over like this kind of speed or this just calm music. And everyone's looking at me like, it's boring. Like, I don't even need to be here. So the guy walked away. I said, listen, I'm about to leave. I was like, because I can't play what you want. Like, everyone's looking at me like I'm crazy. He's like, well, you get paid for this. I said, well, then I'll leave. It's okay. He looked at me. He's like, who sent you here? And I was like, your boss. Like, you're my boss, but your boss sent me here. Long story short, I just changed the music. I put Spanish music. And the guy looked at me crazy because it's all white people.
Right.
Man, they started dancing suavemente. Girls were taking off their little hats. They didn't even care who was racing anymore.
Nice.
So it's funny, like music really does bring people together.
Yes.
Oh, it does.
And even now, people try to separate that. Like, we're still being separated by music, by race, by everything.
Right.
But music is something that brings a whole room together.
Right. No, I can relate to that because sometimes I play my videos at the shop and like these guys come in and they're from Israel, and they're like, yo, man, what's that saying, man? I don't know what it's saying. And I'm like, it's my music, and then I kind of explain a little bit what I'm saying, and then they're like, I don't understand what you're saying, but it sounds really good.
Yeah.
And they tell me, you shouldn't be here cutting hair, a lot of them tell me.
Music is a feeling. It's a feeling.
And and I think music's universal, bro. Like, it doesn't matter where you're from,
It doesn't matter what language.
Yeah, you just got that ear, and you're like, boom, oh, that sounds hot, And I think for a DJ, it's very hard because, for at least an MC, you can always dominate with your words and your flow,
Yeah.
But with a DJ, it's like you gotta use